and it's called Berlin. We're in the startup home as a service business, and I'm going to talk about that. But before I get there, I want to give you a little bit of company history, because our startup was actually founded in 1237. We were going strong for quite a while there, until we got definitely the wrong CEO in 1933, and we almost went bankrupt because of it in 1945. Thankfully, we got investors that bailed us out, they got rid of the old CEO, and they gave us a new lease on life. The problem is, as it happens, those investors started fighting, which led to us having to pivot to actually doing two different products for a while there, one for communists and one for capitalists. Which was obviously bullshit, because we lost our focus, and that you can never do as a startup. Good thing, in 1989, that all ended. We got new investors in again, and we started working towards the product that we have today. So what's the problem that our product today is solving? You all know it. It's great to work on the go. But once you get serious about your startup, you need that one place to get your team together so everybody can start really focusing on the startup. And of course, there is already a bunch of places that offer that service, but we think none of them have totally nailed it. And we think we totally nailed it, and I'll tell you why. Here's the first thing. When you're a startup, you need great people. And ideally, you can hire them for peanuts. But that is not going to work if this is true in your city. Also, if there's good jobs available in your city, people are going to work in those good jobs. They're not going to work at your startup. So that's a big problem. If the city you're in offers distractions like this, you're not going to get shit done. So if it's too pretty, if it's too sunny, all of that doesn't work for you. And also, if you're in a place where there's other distractions, like in this place, also not good. If you're in a place where there's pressure to look amazing every day, also not good, because you want to focus on your startup. When I'm a startup founder, I don't even want to shower in the morning, so I certainly don't want to dress up to compete with these guys, so any city in Italy doesn't work. But we have a solution to all of those problems, and it's called Berlin. Berlin, where dressing up is not a problem. Berlin, where too pretty is not a problem. Berlin, where too sunny definitely is not a problem. We have our beta out right now, and as you can see, there's still some work to be done, especially in the front end. But we have a very strong product vision, and it's going to look amazing. There's definitely no good jobs in Berlin, so people have to work at your startup. There's nothing else. Actually, our old mayor coined this phrase, Berlin is poor but sexy, and that's been the motto of the city ever since. Very importantly, we want to make sure that you focus on your startup. So we surrounded Berlin by this. There is no way you're going there on the weekend. You're going to spend your time coding as you should. If you need a little break from coding, we have the best nightclubs in the world to offer. Berlin is a very creative place, and it's always been like that. So if this guy was able to do his best work in Berlin, so can you. Plus, there's a ton of talent to be hired in Berlin as well, so you'll find the right people. Americans have always loved Berlin. And that means that it's very easy to get the very best investors from the US to come to Berlin and potentially invest in your startup. The only downside is, if they come to Berlin, they might show up to your meeting completely hungover because of this. That is a big problem. We hear that all the time from American investors. Now, big thing in Berlin. We're right in the center of Europe, which is great if you have to get to other places. And this is only going to get easier once we finish our new airport in 2007. That didn't work? 12 now, 15 now, 2018, we are going to open it. Maybe. Philip, where are you? Are we going to open it in 2018? Maybe. He's hiding. Anyway, in Berlin, this isn't a problem. In Berlin, 15 bucks buys you this. Or probably more like 11 bucks. Talking about bugs, now I want to talk about bugs. Because we know we still have some bugs. Our product isn't perfect yet. We know that. For one, most of our product runs in the English language, which is really important for people that want to move to Berlin. But this being an actual German word, and sometimes you still need German, especially dealing with official places, it can be a little bit tough. Also, we know that Germans are grumpy people and they don't have a sense of humor, so you better get used to that. And we also know we have way too many hipsters. But we have our best people working on those bugs, so we're trying to get rid of them. Also, Berlin is part of a bigger product package. It's called Germany. Yes, we know that. But Berlin is not really Germany. So when you use our product, you don't have to use any of the weird features of the product Germany. Like this here, or that. We don't do that in Berlin. We don't do the creepy stuff they do in other parts of Germany. So Berlin is not Germany. Now you're asking, what's our market? Our market is huge. It's the 1 billion plus people that potentially could found a startup. And if we get only 1% of those to come to Berlin, we'll create a lot of new jobs in the city as well. Do we have a business model? Yes, it's very simple. We have in-city purchases. So from soft drinks to haircuts, we'll sell you everything and we take a commission on that. And also, if you do an exit with your startup, we take half of the money and we call it taxes. And yes, in Berlin and in Germany, you have to pay the taxes. Here is a quick look at the competition, and I think you can all see how we're beating them. Berlin is right up there in the corner where you want to be, and everybody else is left side at the bottom. Now, do we have traction? Yes, we have traction. There's already around 3,000 tech startups in Berlin, and you're asking, are they any good? And I'm telling you, they're fucking great. Here's actually some of the best ones. You might recognize some of the logos. Most importantly, we have an amazing team running this startup, and we are going to be successful. Also because we have an amazing advisory board that will support us along the way. Now the question for you is, do you want to be this guy or do you want to be that guy? It's your choice. We're currently not raising funding for this startup, but I am producing a comedy show about the Berlin startup scene, and we're looking for corporate or other partners, sponsors. It starts at €1,000, so if you want to do that, and if you want to see more funny startup content, come talk to me afterwards. Thank you.